What's going on, guys, and welcome to Digital Perspective. I'm Khaled, and in today's video I'm going to show you how you can create some Google PPC banners or Google ad banners inside of Adobe XD. Now, without further ado, before we get started, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already and turn that notification bell on so that you get some of our daily updates. Now, with that done and sorted out the way, let's just roll the intro and get started. Hey guys, now as I said, we're going to jump into Adobe XD to show you how I personally would create Google ad banners and see, how easy and how quick it can actually be. You'll be surprised. Now let's just head over to the screen and I'll show you what I've got here. Now I've got a blank canvas here, as you can see. Now if I click on the artboard sizes, you can see here obviously Google gives me some, Adobe XD gives me some options, but there's nothing here to give me the options for creating Google ad banners or PPC banners, so we're gonna have to create some. Now, common knowledge is there's probably about 7 common sizes. There are loads of sizes, but we're gonna work on some of the more common sizes first. Now, the first size we're gonna work with, if I just draw a random box there, and we're gonna do 250 by 250. So this we're just gonna label 250 by 250, so we know what this is. The next common size is usually 200 by 200. Again, just make sure that you go ahead and you label your artboards so that you know what sizes you want. I'm going to drag it out again, and the next one we're going to create is the 468 by 60, which is technically referred to as like a mini leaderboard. Make sure that I type this in, 468 by 60. And then the next one will be the skyscraper, which is where is it? Here we go, 120 by 600. Now this is what, again, as I said, is referred to as the skyscraper type banner. I'm gonna put that there, and then we're gonna create the wide skyscraper, which is practically the same height, it's just the width is 160. So just gonna label that, double click that, 160 by 600. And we've got 2 more, perhaps we'll do another leaderboard one, which is 7. Well, no, wait, that's not it. That's the large one we need to create, which is the 970 by 90. So 970 by 90, and the last one we'll create, which is more of a more of a mobile-friendly type banner, which is where we are, 320 by 50. Now, as I said, there are loads more different types of sizes. So this is 320 by 50. There are loads more different types of sizes when it comes down to creating Google ad banners, but obviously we're just going to focus on some of the more common ones. Right now that I've got these banner sizes created, the next point is really what type of banner we're creating. Now I'm just going to pick any random type business, and we're just going to get started. Now I personally like to get started with the 250 by 250 because that's the more squarest form, right? That's the perfect square. Whereas with the other ones, you have a rectangle or more of a horizontal and vertical approach. And so the first thing I want to do is decide on what type of business. Now I'm just going to pull up, I'm going to be very simple with this. I'm just going to pull up Unsplash, and I'm just going to type in fashion. Now the reason why I'm typing in fashion, let me just size this out a little bit. The reason why I'm typing fashion is I just want to find some good images for some fashion types. Let's click on this guy. You know what, I'm going to use this model here, right? So I'm going to download some of his images here. Just go to my desktop, tutorials, save it there. Now also want to make sure that I'm saving some of the other alternative images of him. So that just gives me some kind of variations if I need it. I'm gonna push this away to the side in case I want to get some stuff later. So let's create the first banner. So I'm just going to create a rectangle, make sure that it fills the entire space, turn the border off, and I'm just going to go ahead and drag on one of the images, which is that one, the one we just downloaded. I'm going to put that guy there. Right, so what do we do? Let's do a new season or a sale. You know what, let's do a sale. Let's do a sale, right? So we're going to say sale now on. Let's say this is more of like a high-end kind of fashion brand. So size it down. Perhaps let's make it white. and let's see what it looks like if we made it bold. Perfect, I like that. Right. What else would we need? We'd need some sort of like a website or call to action kind of thing, right? So let's say shop now. Now I don't want this to be play for display. Let's go for something maybe like Roboto for this. I personally quite like my buttons to be sans serif rather than serif, and the only really reason is because I believe they just look better. You know, there's no real reason why. Let's make that into an outline. I'm going to move it back. I'm going to center both of these together horizontally and vertically. I'm going to make the button white as well, so that at least it matches the aesthetic. Perhaps maybe we corner the corners just a little bit. Perfect. I'm going to group that together so that we have that button there. And then I'm going to centralize that on terms of the artboard. Centralize that. Perfect. What else do we want? Obviously we would like to have the logo. Now we don't have a logo of any company here, so for argument's sake, I'm just going to, let's say this is from we're going to say that this coat is from, let's pick Zara. So I'm just looking for the Zara logo right now, the PNG version. Ideally I would like a white one. Let's see what happens if I drag that on there. Oh, that's huge, so we don't want that. Oh, that's the wrong type of logo, so just so that you know what I'm trying to do here, I'm just trying to find a white Zara PNG logo. Let's see about this one. No, I think that was probably the same one we just got. This is a black one. Do you know what? We're going to do it this way. We're just going to type Zara out, right? And in case, you know what? Since they couldn't give us a logo, we're going to call this Bara. That's the name of the new company. Everyone go by Bara. It's better than Zara. Okay, gonna put that in there. Now obviously this is, ideally this is what would be the brand or the logo on there. I'm gonna shift this up a little bit. Now I'm gonna probably put a drop shadow on this, just a little bit, touch, just a small touch, right? And push it down a little bit. There you go. Just give it a little bit of depth. Now ideally I don't want to put websites or things like that because I want to keep it simple and efficient. Now if this is obviously was an animated banner, what would happen is maybe this will turn into sell now on limited time or something like that, right? Or some extra kind of pressure buying kind of thing. So once we've done that, what we want to do is we want to readjust it so that it fits into the next banner. So all we do is I'm going to click and drag this. I'm just going to size it down. Perfect. Next one done. Now let's do the leaderboards. Now with the leaderboard, again, I'm just going to size them all like that anyway, because I want it to. So put the sell button now on. I'm just going to all I'm doing literally is I'm just readjusting. Right. I'm just moving things around so that it fits into place, and obviously double click on our model. Do you know what? I'm just going to get the top half of his clothing. There we go. That's that one done. And then again with this one we'll do the same thing. We put it into position, stretch it out. Now with something like this I can be a little bit more, what I can do is I can actually have multiple images if I wanted to, right? So just to give you an example, I'm going to shift our gentleman, assuming that we can put that down. Oh, put it down a little bit. There you go. Just grab that lovely smile of his. Shrink this one and maybe start to introduce some of the other photos that we have. Do you know what? Because we see his face there, I'm just going to push this one up a little bit more. And then maybe what we'll do, I'll drag this here, is for the last one, I want to maybe have a solid type color thing. So I'm just going to draw a rectangle, a blank one. Yup, size it out. Turn the border off, send it all the way to the back. I'm not sure if you can see where that was, but if you right click it, you have a center back option. I'm going to hit I or the eyedropper, and I'm just going to pick a color. It could be anything. Let's remove the shadow as well. It could be anything on the photo. Pretty much any color usually would work. It doesn't really matter. And really, if I wanted to, I can even extend that over his face there, and maybe put the extend the background image, shrink this a little bit, maybe put his face over there, and then extend the width of the image there so that there's an equal gap on both sides, right? And obviously the last mobile one, now because it's a mobile, it's going to be very small, right? Very small. So you might be comfortable with this, but usually with mobiles, I personally would prefer it to be animated. In fact, I prefer all of them to be animated, but if you don't mind, what you can do is just literally leave it as that, essentially, right? So let's not forget our last two, which are our skyscrapers. Copy and drag that. Then I'm going to extend that downwards. That looks beautiful, the image. Obviously, image selection is very key, but I quite like this long version. Put that there. Now, if you want, you can obviously say on separate letter cell, separate line cell now on, but I quite like this. And put the logo for Bara quite high up. Perfect. Take all of that, put it into this one, and then just literally grab the width and size it down. There we go. Obviously this text might seem a bit small, so this I would actually extend. So I'm just going to put it into the middle, and I'm just going to play about with the sizes. So I want both of these to be the same size. Oh, that's way too big. There you go. Reduce the line's height, and then make this one slightly bigger size and reduce. Oh, okay, it won't let me do that, will it? So what I'll do is I'll take the now off, the on off, sorry, and I'm going to put it on its own. That's only because XD was not allowing me to. XD was not allowing me to put it into its own separate kerning kind of thing. So that's what I've decided to do on that one. Okay, now this is the reason why I quite like XD personally, right? Now I know what I've done was I've put all the images, now they're all separate. Ideally, what you should really do is if you take the image, convert it into a component, right? So now this is the main component. I'm just going to go back and I'm just going to remove the images that I've done. I'm just going to size it in there, center back. I'm just going to quickly do this for all the other ones, because obviously what the images tend to be pretty the same. But if obviously if a client or your, you know, the company decides, you know what, we need to change the image last second type thing, I'm going to show you a really cool technique on how you can change them all. Size the image down a bit, there we go. Keep doing that for the other ones. Remove this and extend it. send it to back, and then almost last one, sorry. Put this there. Send it to back. Oh, send that to back as well, so it's on top of that. And the last image, put that in there, send that to back. So the reason why I personally did this way, so let me push all of these quite close together so you can see it happen all together. Drag that, and drag these three close to there. Right, so now that you have that, let's say hypothetically, like I said, you know, you want to change the image. So just go ahead and I just go and grab the new image, put it on top, and guess what? All the images have changed on those. Obviously this one hasn't changed because it's not a component, but all the other ones are. And I can continue to do the same thing, change the other image, and you'll have it there. Now you can individually still adjust the image. So let's say this one, I want it so that it's more like that. You can do that. Now obviously this one is the master, so no matter what I change on here, it will all affect on the other ones. But if I change anything individually, it will change. There you go. Right, so you can even adjust individually the location of the images to where you want them. So really good and effective way, I think, to do your Google banners in XD or Figma or Sketch. I think they offer the exact same kind of function, so you can actually do them on any of the software, but it's a little difficult when you do them on Photoshop because you have to use Smart Objects and Illustrator. So I prefer to do it here because it's also quicker to export. But yeah, so hopefully you've enjoyed that. If you did like it, smash the like button for us, and leave a comment. Let us know what you think, if it helped you in your workflow. So my name is Khalid, and until the next time, I'll see you then. Peace.